So one of the questions that recently popped up was about breakfasts. And this is a really interesting topic for a lot of people because different people get different reactions to different foods. And the hardest thing when it comes to breakfast is you've got to break down years of programming from it's typically cereal companies that have brainwashed the majority of people into believing that breakfast comes in a box. I look at breakfast in a very, very simplistic way. What do I want to get from it? So for me, because I'm busy, just like you guys are, breakfast is about feeling full, feeling sated, meaning that I don't really want anything else, and that I'm going to have sustained energy for a couple of hours until my next meal. So what I found through, one through is from education, but then two is for actually application and trying it myself, was that meat, steak, actually sates me and makes me have a lot more sustained energy than, say, a bowl of cereal or a snack bar. One of the mistakes a lot of people make is they don't give themselves enough time for breakfast, and they get themselves caught into a really vicious downward circle. So I'll explain what that circle or spiral is, if you will, because it is really a spiral, because your energy just go down and down and down. So you wake up late one morning and you think, I don't have time for breakfast. So you just grab anything, okay? Piece of fruit, snack bar, biscuits, anything, okay? That doesn't really sate you. You start feeling tired, and then you're reaching for coffee and caffeine and sugars, and you get to lunchtime and you're either ravenous or you're still busy. So you then do some more grabbing, you don't really eat properly, or you might actually get a proper meal, right? But you're still behind on your nutrition from the morning. Day wears on, you get your evening meal, and you have your evening meal. And then you're hungry still because you're still not quite sated because you're actually lacking nutrition from the morning. So you pick and you have a lot more things than you would normally do, and then you go to bed and you don't sleep as well, and in the morning you wake up tired and the process starts all over again. What you've got to try to learn to do is to actually break this cycle. So weekends are really good for breaking this cycle, because typically weekends, people have a little bit more time at weekends. They're a bit freer and a bit easier for the majority of people to alter a few lifestyle factors, or whatever your day off is. If you get a day off, all right. If you don't get a day off, then we have to think of other ways around that. So you reset yourself at weekend. Make yourself a decent breakfast. Feed your body properly. Okay? What that means is that through the day you're going to have more sustained energy, and at nighttime you're not going to feel as exhausted and as hungry, and you're less likely to eat things that you shouldn't be eating. Get a decent night's sleep, wake up the next morning and do the whole thing again. Now, the constant bombardment that I get back from people when I start talking about steak for breakfast is I don't have the time, or I can't stomach it that time in the morning. Okay, so I'll deal with those two things separately. Or I can't eat steak for breakfast, period. Okay, so time-wise, first, get up earlier. Okay, if you wake up at 6, then get up at 5:30. If you need your body to if you need your body to work properly, it needs fuel, all right? And if you have to start your day at 6 o'clock, and that means you don't have time to have breakfast, then you have got to get up at 5:30 to have breakfast, okay? Or cook your steak, take it with you, and then at your earliest break, so that might be at, let's say you start your day at 6, that might be at 8. You get 10 minutes, eat your steak, okay? Or eat your proteiny breakfast, okay? I'll explain why protein breakfast in a second. So, if you don't have the time, wake up earlier. If you can't stomach it at that time in the morning, personally, I would be starting the day with black coffee, because it stimulates cortisol, and you want cortisol high to be cortisol to be high first thing in the morning. And then whenever you can, then eat your protein, because All right, it doesn't have to be steak, but I like steak. Eat your protein, okay, and then you can carry on the day and you'll have more energy. If you cannot stomach steak, like I said, it doesn't have to be steak. It could be any protein source, all right? It's just that meat and nuts are typically been proven to be better. Why? Because they make you produce 2 neurotransmitters that switch your brain on, fire you up, and get you motivated for the day, okay? One's acetylcholine and one is dopamine. They switch you on, they get you moving, they fire your body up, okay? If you start the day with a carbohydrate, okay, you're more likely to crave more carbohydrates. So if you're trying to avoid sweets and crisps and cake and things like that, and you're starting your day with a sugar, then you're gonna want more sugar. But if you start your day with a protein, you're gonna want more protein. So which way would you like to be? Would you like to be down here with the carb cravers, or do you want to be up here with the energy people where your brain's working better? Like I just said, it doesn't have to be steak. Okay, it could be any form of meat. It could be any form of fish. It could be eggs. Eggs aren't the best source of protein for breakfast. 2 main reasons. One is that they do make you produce a bit of insulin. Okay. The second is that people tend to inhale them, not eat them. Okay. And what I mean by that is they go like this. There's your eggs, and they go, and they swallow them as fast as they possibly can to get the day on with the day, rather than actually taking the time to chew and absorb them and enjoy the breakfast they've made. So that's one of the reasons why I like steak, because you actually have to chew it and you have to take the time and enjoy the meal you've made. Also, you'll tend to find that if you actually do take your time and slow down and learn to enjoy your meals, you'll 1, eat less, and 2, feel more sated and satisfied, which means it helps you lose weight and you feel better because you're not overeating. So that reduces sweet cravings and reduces fat storage. So it's a kind of win-win situation, okay? The cost, if you will, is that you've got to get up a little bit earlier and give yourself a bit more time, and it's a little bit more expensive to eat steak for breakfast than, say, breakfast cereal or a snack bar or a piece of fruit.